Hello and welcome to a new season of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Playhouse on Park's production of Toni Stone, written by Lydia R. Diamond, directed by Jamil A.J. Mangan, and running through June 16th at Playhouse on Park at 244 Park Road in West Hartford, Connecticut. Take a swing at supporting my channel by becoming a patron over on my Patreon page, where you can, for as little as $1 a month, help support this show as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee. Thank you to all my patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. A link will be in the description. I love baseball. It's right next to going to the theater as one of my favorite pastimes, and it's great to discover a bit of baseball history with Lydia R. Diamond's Toni Stone. Toni Stone was a real person and was the first woman to ever play baseball in a professional men's league, playing 2 years in the Negro Leagues, 1 year with the Indianapolis Clowns and a second year with the Kansas City Monarchs. She also played unofficially with some other teams. Diamond's story of Toni Stone here, portrayed by Constance Sadie Thompson, predominantly follows her time with the Indianapolis Clowns, with additional scenes flashing back to her childhood where she learned the love of the game. Being a woman in an otherwise all-male sport, she battles sexism from the team owners and players, as owners use her to pull extra tickets by having pitchers throw easy pitches for her, and one player in particular starts to sexually harass her. She and her fellow teammates also deal with the racism of the 1950s as the team gets run out of town after beating white teams in interleague exhibitions and must sleep in their bus because hotels in the South won't take them. Toni has two confidants who she visits when she's not playing ball. One is her boyfriend, Alberga, played by James Edward Becton III, who supports her baseball career, at least until they get married and his traditional marital beliefs take over. She also builds an unlikely friendship with Millie, played by Brandon Alvion, a prostitute who runs a brothel that the rest of the team stays at when in the area because hotels won't take them. The story feels a bit loose regarding time. Though it only covers the first year of her baseball career, the narrative feels like it covers more time than that, especially since she takes time off from playing at one point. It makes the timeline feel a little disjointed. What does work is the varied personalities of the team, from the naive Jimmy, played by Bernard Scudder, to the well-read philosophical Spec, played by Celester. The ensemble of supporting players have a great camaraderie with their antics and crass sense of humor. James Edward Becton III and Brandon Alvion are also wonderful. Alvion in particular gives a tender and tragic turn as Millie. There is a late scene where Toni is at her wit's end with the sexism she's dealing with, and in addressing it with Millie, must face her own prejudices with how Millie chooses to live her life. It's a great scene, and Alvion and Constance Sadie Thompson deliver. Speaking of Thompson, she anchors the whole play as she narrates her journey. These narrative moments have the potential to slow down the whole show, but her performance keeps the overall theme of her love of baseball driving Toni's motivation. She also makes the hurt that Toni experiences throughout the story manifest beautifully as she goes into little manic moments of Toni dealing with the stresses of her life by reciting statistics of other ball players that helps ground her. There are some nice design elements. Johann Fitzpatrick's scenic design of the team dugout and the deck of the stage, designed as the home plate area, is simple but nicely detailed. I particularly like the scoreboard element upstage. I almost wish that it was actually functional and that scores were up during the course of different scenes that they were carrying out. Vilinda McGregor's costumes are also great. There's something classic about seeing the old-time uniforms and gloves that were popular and used at the time. Though the history may be a little muddy regarding time and events, Toni Stone is an entertaining show based on the true story of a trailblazing woman who I never knew about until I saw the show. It should be an inspiration, especially for girls and girls of color, and an educational piece for most everyone else. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Toni Stone, I'll leave a link in the description. Also in the description will be a link to my Patreon page. Be sure to visit that as well. You can also support my show by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be the off-Broadway production of The Lonely Few. Thank you for your continued support, making Season 3 so much fun to produce for you, and I look forward to bringing more reviews for you for Season 4. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.